Well, the tabernacle, and here's my last one. Turn to Exodus 25. I want to show you one more exciting thing. Exodus 25 and verse 9. And if you're a Bible marker, this little phrase you ought to chase down in the Bible. Because remember, there's a heptadic structure. Now, don't get all worried about that. It means sevens. God deliberately doesn't use fives or six or eights. He uses sevens in his dealings, especially when it comes to the tabernacle. 7 main pieces of furniture. And now 7 times, look at this, chapter 25, verse 9. No less than 7 times we are informed that Moses was commanded to make the sanctuary after the pattern of which it was shown him in the mount. Exodus 25:9. Look at that little phrase at the end of the verse. And the pattern of all its furnishings, just so you shall make it, as I showed you in the mountain. That same phrase is repeated in verse 40. Zip on down and see to it, chapter 25, verse 40, that you make them according to the pattern which was shown you on the mountain. It's repeated again. Look at chapter 26 and verse 30. It says, and you shall raise up the tabernacle according to the pattern which you were shown in the mountain. It kind of sounds a little repetitive to me. Look at chapter 27 and verse 8. You shall make it hollow with boards. As you was shown to you on the mountain, you shall make them. Did you know that even the board holders were important to God? You know, a contractor goes by Home Depot and finds a better board holder, he'll buy it. God says, no, you got to use mine. It's important to me. How it's made, what it's made of, and what it stood for. Make it the way I showed you. And on he goes. Numbers 8 and verse 4, Acts 7 and verse 44, Hebrews 8 and verse 5. Nothing was left to man's wisdom, and even less to chance. Everything was to be in exact accord with God's model. Now, why? That teaches us that everything concerning Christ and his people has been given us according to the eternal purpose of him who works all things after the counsels of his will. And if you want to understand God's revelation of Jesus Christ, he gave you the biggest full-color portrait imaginable. And I must say that probably a generation of Christians have almost neglected it. They have pushed it off to old people's Sunday school classes or to whatever, the weirdos that count the tendons of the tabernacle. And what they've missed is, Jesus said, in the volume of the book it speaks of me. Moses testified of my work on the cross. And if we look, we shall see. In our journey from the outer court to the Holy of Holies, we go from sin to purification, from grace to glory, and how blessedly this illustrates the truth of the path of the just is like a shining light. It shineth more and more unto the perfect day.